This video has been a long time coming, but I've got some new knives that I want to show you. So over the last year or so, I've got these three different knives that I wanted to unbox and show you first before I start using them. And I've really been itching to start using them, so I guess it's time to do this video. So these are all different knives that serve different purposes. This is a Gyuto, or a chef's knife. This one is a utility knife, and this here is a Nakiri, or a vegetable slicer. But let's go over them one by one and have a closer look. Let's start with this one. This is the Samura 16cm utility knife from the Blacksmith series. And what the Blacksmith refers to is the finish of the blade. Now, this knife is very special to me because it was a gift for my birthday last year from some of my dearest friends. And guys, the only reason why I haven't unboxed this until now is not because I'm not excited about it, but I've always got a different idea about a food video that I want to do next. So it's always been kind of pushed back a little bit. But anyway, it's time to do it. The knife comes in this beautiful red box with gold detail. Inside we find the knife itself wrapped in this very nice textile sort of cloth sheath. I don't know what you call it, but I'm sure you guys are gonna let me know. Let's unwrap this. And there it is. Got the little plastic cover, I'll just protect the blade. A couple of plastic bits for the blade and the tip. And here's the knife itself. The blade is hand forged from AUS 8 steel and it's sharpened to 58-59 hardness on the Rockwell scale. And this is what they refer to as the Blacksmith finish. As you see, my other knife has the same type of finish, which I quite like, and it gives it this really kind of sturdy, rustic kind of look. Not to mention functionality, because whatever you're cutting with it is not gonna stick to the blade because of this. The Samura utility knife has a 16cm blade and an overall length of 30 centimeters. The handle was made of micarta, which is this compound that's very durable and actually quite nice looking. The blade is nice and straight. It's a little bit on the thick side, but that's okay. Let's give it the old paper test. I mean, I'm pretty confident that this is gonna have no trouble going through it, but you know, and it doesn't. As you would expect, it's just a matter of maintaining this. Next up is the Forged to Table 8-inch or 20 centimeters Gyuto, or chef's knife. Comes in this beautiful wooden box with the logo and this paper seal, which I think is personally signed by Alex, who's the forge master. But we're gonna talk about him and the company in a little bit. So as you can see, I've already opened this. I mean, it came all the way from the States, so I wanted to make sure that everything's in order inside. But the knife hasn't been used at all. So let's have a look. Inside of the box, we find the knife itself. Very simple presentation, but beautiful nonetheless. We have the knife, plastic cover, and some blade protection. It's a bit of oil. I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but there's also a little bit of oil so that the blade doesn't dry out. Little tip protector. And here's the knife itself. So this is a Japanese style knife, and the reason why I'm saying Japanese style knife and not a Japanese knife is because it's not Japanese. Alex, who's the forge master over at Forged to Table, is a third generation Chinese knife maker. He went to Japan to refine his forging skills and to learn about Japanese knife making. The blade itself is made of 5-layer Sunmai Japanese VG10 high carbon stainless steel and is 20 centimeters or 8 inches long. It has a Kuruchi, or that blacksmith finish, and each of these knives is sharpened anywhere from 59 to 62 on the Rockwell scale. The handle is made of rosewood and has an oxhorn ferrule with a total length of 13.5 centimeters. The total length of the knife is about 33 centimeters and weighs in at 158 grams, which makes it feel nice and light and nimble in the hand. The blade is nice and straight, and again a little bit on the thick side, so you can expect some splitting if you're cutting some harder vegetables, for example. So let's recap. Forge to Table is a small company based in California, a Chinese forge master that makes these handmade knives with Japanese steel and know-how. Love it. I love it. And this being a small company also means that you get a lot of bang for your buck. I mean, this knife costs only $90. And again, I don't have any doubts that this is gonna go through the paper very easy. And as expected, it does. And last but definitely not least, this is a fun cheap Nakiri that I've heard about, and I was surprised to find it in my local Asian market. The name of the brand is Kiwi and it's made in Thailand, and I've heard people raving about these knives online. First of all, because they're very cheap. You can get one of these for about $6 on Amazon. And for what you pay, you actually get a lot of knife. Very unpretentious packaging. If you can call it even that. It's just a nylon bag. And then that's what it is, just a knife. Kiwi brand, made in Thailand. Needless to say, this is nothing fancy. I guess this is just some soft stainless steel. This is what makes this knife fun, right? It's not something you have to baby around, and in the end of the day, when it loses its edge, you can just quickly put a new one on it. Nice, thin, straight edge. This is gonna go through vegetables like nobody's business. So let's see how this puppy cuts. I mean, again, for $6, you can't go wrong. One thing that I don't like about this knife is the handle and the finish, but you can't really expect more for this price. It just feels like there is only a very thin layer of oil, and that's all the protection that this handle has. And also, I don't know if you can see, there's a little gap in there. So I feel like only after a month or so of washing this, water is gonna stay in there and this is gonna mold and it's gonna get nasty. That being said, I have an idea of something that I wanna do with this knife.
Now, there wasn't much grain in that wood for the torch to bring out, but at least the handle is now better protected. And it was fun, so I call this a success. Can't wait to start using these beauties. Roll out.